No, no, no. You can't be serious. Honestly, can we find this man a pair of glasses? Really, this is getting ridiculous. Hi, I'm Jeff Johnson, and welcome to my summer job for the past 2 years. I've worked out at the Richmond Little League Park as an umpire, and be it working on the field or being a spectator in the stands, it is very rare to go a day without hearing a comment similar to this from an out-of-control parent. There are many people who enjoy baseball but cannot stand the thought of umpiring simply because of the constant frustrations of having to deal with out-of-control parents. That's what I'm going to go over today, a 3-step process for Little League umpires on how to deal with out-of-control parents. Fortunately for me, the park I work at, the man who hires you and the woman who is in charge of the league on your first day will sit down with you and try to help devise a plan for you on dealing with parents. Fairly similar to the 3-step process I'm going to cover with you today. The 3 steps include turning the other cheek, approaching the situation calmly, and finally, taking action. The first step, turning the other cheek. It sounds simple enough, but for many people, this is the hardest of the 3 steps to do. You have to put yourself in this situation. You're on the field, and there's a parent just a few feet away from you, constantly on your back, telling you, you messed up, you blew this, you blew that, you're horrible. And it gets really annoying really fast. My first day on the job, I found out how difficult it was to turn the other cheek. One of the very first calls I made was very close. After the inning was over, I was walking along the fence, and one particular parent felt the need to tell me what he thought about me and everything I was doing wrong. It took everything I had to not turn around and fire a comeback at him. But in the position of an umpire, you can't do this. You have to remain calm and turn the other cheek. At the same time though, this is a Little League park. There are kids surrounding everywhere, so you cannot let the parent get out of control, start screaming, yelling, and cursing. So this is the second step of the process. Approach the situation calmly. A good way I found to go about this is to approach the parent and simply ask them to please, to calm down, to sit down, or just to enjoy the game. For the most part, after you talk to a parent, they're going to relax and the problem's over. But every now and then, you'll get a parent that wants to hear nothing from you and could care less what you have to say. So a good way to go about this situation is to approach the coach that the parent's kid is on. Explain to the coach the situation that's going on, what the parent's doing, that they're cursing and yelling, and try to ask the coach to see if he'll resolve the situation. This almost guarantees that the parent will finally sit down and relax, because for the most part it's pretty embarrassing when the coach has to come over and ask the parent to please sit down. But, like I mentioned in the beginning, this is a 3-step process, not a 2. So this doesn't always work. So here comes the 3rd step, taking action, which simply means it's time for you to toss the parent out of the game. In my 2 years of working at the Richmond Little League Park, I've only had to do this one time, but it's very important you know how to handle this situation, because things can get heated and out of control at this moment. And if you lose control of the situation, you're going to lose respect from the other umpire, from the coaches, and from everybody in the surrounding area. A good way to go about this situation is to once again approach the parent calmly and ask the parent, or tell the parent, I've told you repeatedly to please sit down, to calm down. The coach has talked to you and you still refuse to abide. I'm going to have to ask you to leave the park. At this point, if they still refuse to leave the park, go behind home plate where the stat keeper is, and they'll be sitting in a booth. Ask the stat keeper to call the park security, and they will come down and escort the fan or the parent from the park. Over the past couple of years, I've really learned a lot from umpiring. I felt it's helped me grow as a person and as an individual. And if you follow the 3-step process of turning the other cheek, approaching the situation calmly, and taking action, umpire can be a great experience for you as well.